Hi, this is Dizzy, and I want to speak for a moment about some of the issues that can arise from dealing with mental health services. If you haven't seen my channel before, I'm diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, which is now just considered mild autism. I'm not a fan of functioning labels, but for simplicity's sake, I will go with it today. In getting diagnosed with something on the autistic spectrum when you are, at the time I was 19 and 20 when I was getting diagnosed, and I'm almost 26 now. But part of the thing of going through the diagnostic process as an adult is that you've likely been misdiagnosed as a teenager. So then you have to kind of unbrainwash yourself. But then some more interesting stuff comes along, such as trying to function properly as an adult. Now, I was diagnosed with an attention issue as well, which often comes with being on the spectrum. And I was given no resources on how to figure out how to deal with it. So I started using whiteboards. I started using timers. I used notepads. I still can't keep stuff together properly. I have some short-term memory issues, which I really suggest using alarms on your phone for certain things if you have issues with that. The more I organize my stuff, the less stuff I can find. Anyway, the resources to help people who are adults are not there. They're barely there for the kids, and it's all intervention. Then we come to another thing that is comorbid often with people on the spectrum is epilepsy. And there are forms of epilepsy that can almost mimic a personality split. I actually talked about this to a psychiatrist today. There are forms of epilepsy that have to be ruled out neurologically prior to certain dissociative diagnosis. And I disassociate a lot. I'm a writer. I completely space out and pretend I'm another person when I write, because it's fiction, it's first person, and I have to get into their heads to make it believable. That's very different from going Mr. Robot, and just completely having a different personality. But there are types of seizures that can mimic that behavior. If you go to the wrong psychiatrist, they'll rip off that Asperger's diagnosis real quick and say, oh, you're schizophrenic, oh, you're this, that, the other, dissociative personality disorder, multiple person, you're borderline, you're a psychopath. Something easier than saying, hey, let's get you an EEG and see if you have got some form of epilepsy. Another issue that we often run into with the mental health system is, other than the complete lack of resources for adults, is the issue of social skills and whether or not we are, balancing integrity with, just trying to fit in and function. Because I know a lot of social skills for us, it's just nonsense. It just seems like tiring, just pointless crap. But sometimes it's very useful in getting by. Hate to say it. And here's another issue that this is what grinds my gears with the mental health system, other than the fact that it's barely there right now, at least in the U.S. We have recently been making scientific discoveries about how LSD is helping reset depression, and low doses of it is treating and curing mental illness with depression and stuff. I don't have a lot of experience with a chronic depressive disorder. We're finding out that mushrooms can reset the brain and cure depression. LSD is curing PTSD. Marijuana is a way out of opioid dependency. It treats anxiety. People with bipolar have raved about how it helps. All these drugs that are really helpful to mental illness and to neurological stuff and to epilepsy, speaking of marijuana, all this stuff that is more helpful and less dependency oriented is illegal. You understand why that's annoying? It's more than annoying. It feels purposeful. Like, let's keep everyone hooked on things that we can rip away from them so they keep paying $140, $180, $200 to see someone with a piece of paper who can tell them what they need and what they don't need to put into their bodies to help their brains reset from whatever has happened to them. The things that can cure it, illegal. Is no one else pissed about this? Anyway, I'm going to be going in. I got an EEG. I'm getting my epilepsy tests. And I will start physical therapy for the dent in my arm Wednesday at 6 in the morning. Anyway, I've been writing a lot. I've been so busy. I've been trying to jog and get myself nice looking for my 26th birthday, in which I will probably sit inside by myself. Be looking for my trilogy to be released soon, and I hope everyone is having a great fall. And if you got any thoughts about what I've rambled about here, feel free to join in, especially if you know anyone or you have been diagnosed with like a personality, like a multiple personality dissociative disorder, and it turned out to be epilepsy, or vice versa, because I'm very intrigued by the whole thing right now. Might do a video about serial killers once I've got a little bit more glitter in my tank, because I'm tired. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a great Monday. Bye.